Okay, today we're going to be looking at another great guitar solo from another great Lucinda Williams song, and even if you don't know this song or you're not a Lucinda Williams fan, you should be. You will get a lot out of this because it's another example of how you can create a guitar solo with some very simple concepts and how it all makes sense, that there's not a lot of mystery to it. You just need to know what chords you're playing over and play appropriate notes. So this is from the song Abandoned, which I'm calling alt country. Lucinda kind of bridges the gap between country, Americana, rock, pop, folk. If you don't know her, her first 6 or so CDs are just classics. Car Wheels on a Gravel Road in particular is a Desert Island album for me. So I'm going to play along to this. It's in the key of A major. We've got a 1-4-5, A, D, and E. That's another reason I picked it. It's simple. I think you'll get a lot out of it. So I will break it down for you on the other side. So we're in the key of A major. We're going to be starting out playing over the A major pentatonic box up there at the 9th fret. It is your D shape of an A chord. And you know that if you play the full thing there, you can see that your C and your D shape are basically the same shape, which I've shown you before. You've sort of got the C shape on the bottom and the D shape on top, which will come into play here in a minute. I've got a fair amount of gain on. You wouldn't normally play with this much, but I needed to make the sustain match the record at low volumes here. So the beginning of the solo, it's literally just going back between an A major and an E major. So what do you think he does? This is Gurf Morlix, by the way. Brilliant guitarist who played with Lucinda in her early career, produced. I'm not sure if he's still around, if so what he's doing, but he was amazing. Just very tasteful, right? There's not a lot to this solo, but it packs a punch. It just fits perfectly. What does he do? He starts with an A note, right? We're in this A major box up here. Chord progression goes A, E. What does he do? He goes A, passing note, wiggle, E. So this is what I mean by it's not rocket science to create a solo. If your chord progression is going from an A to an E, find a little phrase that goes from an A to an E if you want to start off really simple. So A, wiggle that F sharp note at the 11th fret, 3rd string, and then land on the E note at the 9th fret, 3rd string. Second time he goes, he slides into it with that C shape. So again, we're sliding into the 11th fret, 4th string, and then playing that A note again over an A chord. So you have a C sharp, which is the major third in an A chord, and you have the root of an A chord. That's why it makes sense. So far we have just sort of kisses that B note, 12th fret, 2nd string, before coming back to that bend and really just kind of letting it moan. The resolution to the E is implied, and I really like that. Instead of, you know, going the second time, he doesn't, he just kind of lets it hang and wail and sustain. It's beautiful. Then the chord progression goes to the D. What do we have? We have the octave of a D shape of a D chord, right? At the 14th and 15th fret. But you're only playing 1 and 3. This is a harmonized 6th. And I've shown you in other lessons, most recently something called Ultimate Guide to Guitar Fill Licks. I showed you how all of these harmonized 6ths and harmonized 3rds are just connecting 2 versions of the same chord. So we've got the D shape of a D chord here, and we've got the F shape or E shape, however you want to call it, of a D chord here at the 10th fret. And so we can connect them. This solo, he goes, so we're going to slide 12 to 14 on the 3rd string and then pick up the 1st string at 14. And then he just walks down 14, 12, 10 on the 1st string. Again, connecting from that shape to that shape of the triads. That's just a beauty, and that is very common when you're playing in this box. Again, this major pentatonic box, in this case the A. Bending that note there, which is the 2nd, right? It's the B, and resolving to the root, the 1, which is the A, is a very common lick. You're bending the 2 up to the major 3rd, up to the C sharp note. So then he just goes back and forth between the 2. So far we have for the finale, and you want to end a solo with some panache, right? With a flourish, with something that's really gonna stand out, be a little flashy. So he goes up high, goes up into this box, which you should recognize as your octave of your A shape of an A chord, right? Bar 4, 3, 2 at 14, and you have your octave of your A chord, so you're into this box, which some of you might think is, hey, that's an F sharp minor pentatonic. Yes, because F sharp minor is the relative minor to A major. So it's the same notes as the A major pentatonic scale, and if you played the A major scale there, then you'll see what he's doing. He's taking the 4 note, the D, and bending it up to the 5. So he goes. And then he slides off that A note. He started the solo on an A note, he ends on an A note. And some of you might be thinking, this is too basic, this is too simple, this is, you know, he's playing an A note over an A chord, he's starting on an A and he's ending on an A. Well, okay, yeah, fair criticism, but it works. It does the job. And if you're just starting out, don't overcomplicate things. The other cool thing about the end of this solo is how there's that back-to-back bend, one a full step bend, which you'll play with your ring finger at 15, then it's kind of tricky. So again, think of your A major scale here, your do, re, mi. So you're on the 1, 2, 3, 4. You're on the 4. You're bending it up to 5, but then you're going back to 3 and doing this little tension between the major 3 and the 4 before resolving to the 1. So it's very cool. And then again, he sort of slides off that just to, again, end it with a little bit of a flourish, if you will. So that's the solo. See how you can do some things with such simple tools as a major pentatonic scale or a major scale, a few bends, some harmonized sixths. I don't think I mentioned that that's the exact lick that Mark Knopfler does in the first verse of Sultans of Swing, obviously not with that much gain. So these are common licks. They're things that great players use, so use them. Okay, thanks as always for joining me, and I will see you next time.